morning everyone, Tuesday the 10th of October 2023. How are we all doing? Those that aren't well, get well soon, and we see you back at class next week. And those that are on holidays, enjoy, and those that are going on holidays to enjoy. But I hope that we're all safe and well and we're looking after ourselves. Remember that we must make change to see change. So a couple of things that we might need to take on board this week is to really keep our food diary, make sure we're drinking our water, watching portion size, do a little bit of exercise, and watch the nighttime eating to have a cut off point there. But this is a series of talks over the next 5 weeks, really to work on the psyche, to really work on the mindset of losing weight. Your first step, so the first week's talk, obviously this week, is understanding health habits. So understanding your habits is really important, and obviously I can only cover so much information in the video, more gets covered at class. Basically to find out more about your mental well-being, about your sleep, that you're eating well, that you're being active, and also sitting time. That's really important. They're the factors that we need to really, they are the factors basically that do form our health habits. So they're the main core of them. So up first you have your mental well-being. So this includes past experiences, past relationships, good or bad, that we might need to address, put a few ghosts to bed. Now maybe it's something, a relationship from maybe 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 5 years ago, that maybe it didn't end well. It could be personal, it could be intimate, whichever that it is, that we just maybe need to put to bed and not be bringing it into the current, because again, these are triggers. Remember why we're talking about this. These are triggers for us overeating or maybe eating the wrong food. Basically our health in general, relationships form what our health is. Again, whether it's personal or intimate, and experience, our day-to-day experiences obviously form what we're going to eat, what we're able to tackle that given day. It's part of normal life. Stress is part of normal life. As I always say, stress finds you. Nobody goes out looking for stress. Nobody wants to be stressed, but it does have that way of finding you. And again, it's called life. Life is just so on the rat run. Everyone's just go, 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 go. It's important to slow it down. So a little bit like, say for instance, you might have a cold or a flu. You go to the doctor, you might put you on antibiotics and steroids. So you look after yourself physically sometimes. It's more important to look after mentally, because like that, if mentally we're doing well, that's a ripple effect and everything goes well. But if up here we're not doing well, again, it's a ripple effect and affects everything, our mood, our relationships, how we talk to people, what we eat, our sleep. It's all that ripple effect that's in there. Some people believe that less food and more physical activity is the simple success, the simple tool. But that's not the case. 80% is food, 20% is exercise. Because some members will say to me, I'm in the gym every day for an hour, go out walking every day for an hour. Talk to me about what you eat. That's what I'm trained in. And remember, you can't exercise your way out of poor nutrition. So it's really important that you eat balanced, to feed and fuel the mind. Small things that can help is to stay in touch with friends, family, colleagues, neighbours, to stay in touch. We're people. But again, a knock on from COVID is that we're still a little bit recluse. To talk about it as well. So it's not to talk about it to solve the problem. Sometimes just talking a thing through can help, and obviously make sure it falls on good ears. That's really important. Do something that you enjoy. Sometimes we forget about ourselves, or we say, oh sure, what's the point, or on pasta or different things. But do something that you enjoy. It could be a dance class, Pilates, yoga, going for coffee, going for a gin, going for a pint, going to a football match, whatever it is. Do something that you enjoy doing. Keep active. Make sure we eat and sleep well. Drink less alcohol. Okay, so again, what the HSE have noticed is that alcohol sales are still going that way, that they haven't plateaued from COVID. So like that, during COVID, people were having a glass of wine every night because we had nowhere to go. These are things that we have continued. These habits we have continued. Again, it could be working from home, so therefore we have a drink at night time because we don't have to drive the next day. So these are things that are forming habits that we might just need to break. It takes 21 times of saying no to something to break a habit. That could be a habit of a lifetime. Make sure that we ask for help. Sometimes we don't ask for help because we see it as a sign of weakness, or we think I have to deal with this. If I show weakness or ask for help, people think I'm not coping or different things. Asking for help is a sign of strength. Okay, some sleep tips is to have a routine. So it's really important. So anyone that has kids or grandkids, you'll know that routine, or even as a child yourself, you would have had that routine, maybe bath, story time, lights out, kiss and cuddle, those different things. And that's what kids thrive on. So it's the same for us. And really that sleep tip about routine is 7 days a week, to wake up at the same time and go to bed at the same time, because we can't throw out at the weekend. I know a lie on is nice, but we are better off getting up and sticking to that routine. Daylight, get plenty of daylight where we can. I know we live in Ireland, but when it's bright, open all the curtains and the blinds. If there's not natural daylight, then turn on the lights wherever that you might be. Screen time as well, that's really important. No screens 2 hours before bed is a recommendation. That hue off the phone, even if you have it on dark mode, is a trigger to the mind, and also what you see on the screen can play on your mind throughout the night, so therefore it does disrupt your sleep, whether it's good or bad. Food and exercise at night. So obviously if you eat food late at night, your body's trying to digest it, therefore you might be tossed and turn, you might get a little bit of heartburn. Exercise at night as well, because your adrenaline is running higher. A good walk is good, but anything cardio or gym or anything like that is not recommended. Caffeine, again, you know, it's a trigger. And again, we're talking about reduced alcohol consumption. Dairy, you know yourself, when you have a few drinks, it does distort our thinking, our mood, how we view things, what we eat. It can be a trigger for eating. Eat well and follow the food pyramid. That's really important. The bottom 4 shelves of the food pyramid feed a different part of you. Being active 30 minutes 5 times a week is the recommendation. I personally feel that's a lot if we're to remember that as at 0 at the moment. So I would say go for 10 minutes 3 times a week, and then you can build up to 30 minutes 5 days a week. To start off small changes equal the big results. Sitting time, again, spend as little time as possible sitting. So for every 20 minutes that you are sitting, you should be 8 minutes standing. That's really important. We're sitting more because like that, it could be the commute to work, the driving back and forth, it could be sitting on the bus, it could be sitting on the train, it could be playing a musical instrument, it could be watching Netflix, Disney, all these documentaries. It could be just sitting, scrolling, swiping. Okay, so we are just that stagnation, as we talked about last week, that we're just not as active as the generation before us. Break up long periods of sitting as much as possible. That's really, really important, just to get the blood flow, because if not, it does increase our risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, fat around the middle is increased the more that we sit. So it's important just to get active. The stairs is a great one as well, if you have stairs in the house or in your apartment. Sitting causes poor posture. So again, I know from sitting at a desk for 16 years and then another 2 years in a different job, you kind of are over like that, and you get your position, and that's kind of your posture then. So it does affect that, and also it affects the neck, back and hips, okay, because they're the cores that we're basically sitting on. It slows down your metabolism as well, the more that we sit, so it is important to get up. I know Netflix, now that they don't have ads, but if you watch the soaps, curry or anything like that, get up during the ad breaks, just to be mindful, to be active, and that could be your change this week, to master one change. So your 2 little mottos for this week is that mental health begins with me. So it begins with ourselves, to really take care of our mental health. It's really, really important. And then our next one is, you deserve more than a bunch of scars. Now that's a deep one. Okay, so you have to think about that one. So the scars could be like what we talked about at the beginning of the talk. It could be from past relationships and past experiences that we're carrying forward. Maybe we just need to deal with it, put a plaster on it and put it to bed, and not be bringing it into the current or bringing it into the future. Again, because they can be triggers for overeating. And I do think it's maybe our culture thing. We do bring up the past, and we say, I remember you did that on me and this, that and the other. And it brings us back to quite a negative place. So let's stop rewriting history. Let's really understand our health habits. Next week what we have is obviously part 2 of this. So it's exploring your health habits, and also just going to be like, it's not like a questionnaire, but it's a little bit of homework. So it'll be handy for you to fill out those couple of questions in your own time to answer and really relate it to your own personal journey, because we all are on such a personal journey. So let's have a good week moving into the 3rd week of October. The weeks are absolutely flying. Make change to see change. So as I said at the beginning, there could be the food diary, drinking the water, portion size, late night eating, being active, getting up more, and not to be sitting so much. So I look forward to seeing less of each other next week. Let's start our week now. Be a good starter and an even better finisher. But we're doing fantastic. We're holding our own. We're hanging in there. We're at class. If we stay the same or up a little bit, that's okay. It's a new week for change. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, and big hugs and kisses to everyone.